So I came across this video on this man speaking on Bill Gates. Check this out.
Bill Gates is very interested in your water. While everyone's distracted with indictments and celebrity BS, Bill Gates, BlackRock, and Nestle just quietly teamed up. Yes, Nestle. Same company whose chairman literally said water isn't a human right. And now they're making moves to own it. This isn't speculation, it's already happening. Gates is buying up farmland that sits on major aquifers. BlackRock is pouring billions into water infrastructure. And Nestle? Still extracting millions of gallons while local communities run dry. They're not just buying land, they're buying access to rivers, lakes, groundwater. They're investing in the tech to monitor, track, and reroute where water flows and who gets it. This isn't about conservation. This is about control. Food already controls people, but water? Water controls everything. You can live without oil. You can survive without power. But water? You've got days. They already run agriculture, finance, and energy. Now they want to own survival itself, and no one's stopping them. This is a hostile takeover of the one thing we need to live. And by the time people wake up, it'll already be gone.
Before I even get into what I want to speak on, I just want to say TikTok is way too sensitive. There was a video that I wanted to post up, and they said because it didn't follow guidelines. They said that I was giving misinformation, and I don't know how. If you guys go to my Instagram, because obviously I couldn't post it on this, spent 2 hours editing that video. It was a very informational video. Like, I don't know, I was highly upset. I spent 2 hours on that just to see that what I felt was a very informational video was misleading. And how is it misleading when I'm telling the public that I use ChatGPT for the answers? It was hypothetical answers. So I just didn't understand how my video wasn't able to get posted. So hopefully they don't take this down, y'all. Now, to get into it. We see what's going on. All these floods all around the world. Sea levels are rising, specifically at the equator, causing equatorial flooding, which is flooding at the equator. These are scientific facts. Scientific facts. So, if I'm not going to be able to post this on my TikTok page, it will be posted on my Instagram page. I'm not misinforming anybody. I'm simply giving a response ChatGPT gave to my question. I just want to say this, like, we no longer have freedom of speech. These social platforms, they want you to become something you're not. They want you to change the way you speak, change the tone of voice that you might have toward a specific topic. So I'm going to just get straight to it. This is before the tri-state got hit with severe amounts of flooding. North Plainfield, Jersey.
Crews had to rescue one stranded driver from their car with a rope. In Plainfield, New Jersey, streets were turned into rivers as the weather downed trees.
I've never seen flooding like this. I've never seen Prospect and Watchung absolutely flooded like this.
Central Park, 2+ inches of rain.
Across the Hudson River, New York City fared little better. Several subway stations flooded, causing one frustrated strap hanger to complain.
When it rains here in New York, it sucks. I don't know what is going on, the drainage. I mean, look at this. God forbid if someone slips and falls in this, you'd have to amputate your whole skin. It's horrible. Whenever it rains, it's bad.
We are experiencing storms that we have never witnessed before in our lifetime. We all see how severe the weather's getting. I asked ChatGPT 2 questions. What happens when the earth spins faster? And then I asked, what happens when the earth spins too fast? But when I tell you the answers that it gave me correlate with what we see going on as far as Mother Nature goes, we see what's going on, you start to question life. I don't know what religion you guys are into, but when you correlate with what's in the Bible, Mother Nature, and then what ChatGPT gave in response to my question, you start to wonder if we are in the end times. And in my heart, it's not even a question. I truly feel we are. And if it's not in my lifetime, it's in the next. Sense of like paranoia, kicks in, Enough with that. We're gonna get into the response ChatGPT gave when I asked what happens when the Earth spins faster and what happens when the Earth spins too fast. So I'm just gonna read off the answers ChatGPT gave in response to my question. It states that the faster the planet spins, the stronger centrifugal forces are pushing outward at the equator. For the people who don't know what centrifugal means, it means moving or tending to move away from the center. That results in weaker gravity pull. It also states that the planet becomes more oblate. It states that objects might feel lighter or even start to lift off, depending on the Earth's rotation and how fast it spins. It states massive equatorial flooding can occur. Oceans would migrate toward the equator, which is why we are experiencing severe amounts of flooding on the coastal regions. It states that coastal areas at the equator could become submerged. It states that polar regions might lose water due to the fact that water would be pushed toward the equator based off the Earth's rotation and how fast it spins due to centrifugal forces, which can cause frozen deserts. So Antarctica, places of that nature, the North Pole, the South Pole, it would no longer have any water. All of the water would be pushed toward the equator and it would become frozen deserts. It states that it'd be a more faster and violent weather outcome. It also states that the faster the rotation means an increase in Coriolis forces.
It's the reason why winds and ocean currents take a swirly path instead of a straight line. As Earth rotates, it tweaks the paths of everything moving freely over its surface. This twisting force is why hurricanes in the northern hemisphere swirl counterclockwise, and those in the southern hemisphere go clockwise. It's not magic, it's physics. And it doesn't stop there. The Coriolis effect also helps shape the mighty jet streams and the humble trade winds, steering weather patterns across the globe. In the northern hemisphere, things veer to the right. Down south, they take a left. It's like Earth's own way of mixing things up.
And that Coriolis force drives the weather systems. The outcome of an increased Coriolis force would be stronger hurricanes, typhoons, and tornadoes. It states that storms could become hyperspeed cyclones with unpredictable effects. It can result in a shorter day and night cycle, causing societal disruption, which would cause circadian rhythms of plants, animals, and humans to be thrown off, which could cause psychological or even sleep disorders that could rise throughout the population. It states that due to a shorter day and night cycle, that crops could fail without proper light cycles. Tectonic plates could shift abnormally. It states that man-made structures won't be able to withstand the changes. It states that in extreme cases where the Earth spins too fast, it could result in a planetary breakup. In extreme cases, the planet could tear itself apart. Take a look at this video, y'all.
I have no respect for any single leader in the world today. I don't care what party they're from. I don't care what country they're the leader of. I don't have respect for any of them. They're not leaders, they're misleaders. They're pursuing their own agendas and deceiving the public in order to get support behind those agendas. We need a whole new way to function in the world if humanity is going to continue as a species. If anybody cares about that, and I certainly do, I have 9 grandchildren. I don't want them to grow up in a world that's suddenly devastated by a nuclear holocaust because of the stupidity, the idiocy, the irresponsibility, and the macho attitudes of these teenagers in old bodies who are running the world.
On that note, love y'all.